Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Ace Attorney Justice for All. We've just been introduced to this new character, Wellington, and we're going to hear his testimony of events. He's a drifter who says he's not a drifter but has a PhD in drifting, so that's the thing. Here we go. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Of course I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. So I mean, first thing I'm thinking there is he is definitely close enough to grab his hand and write the name in the sand, right? The only other thing I saw was that banana that fell with the police officer. Banana? That was certainly a decisive testimony. Decisive? Nick, did you hear what he just said? Yeah. That's all you have to say? How can you be so calm? It's strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I believe in my client? You mean Maggie? Yes, and if she is really innocent, then that can only mean one thing. That guy is lying. I mean, so far I'm thinking it's him. You may now question the witness, Mr. Wright. I'll find out the truth, no matter how well you craft your lies. Alright, I want to know more about this banana that he's going on about. Okay, what I saw that day. I was at the park all afternoon deep in thought about my life situation. Let's find out about the life situation. So, you're at the park all afternoon. You seem to have a lot of free time. That was very rude of you, but then again, what can I expect? That's what you get from a man who graduated from a no-name trashy university. No-name? Trashy? Now, this might be hard for a mush-headed, feeble-minded baboon like you, but I have to think very carefully about the future of our great country. But I thought you said you were thinking about which college to go to just now. Oh, please! Which university I go to will directly affect the very future of this country. That arrogant little snot. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. How did you know what time it was? I see you're not wearing a watch, so... Is that the best you can do? Do you think you can discredit me like that? You're just a third-rate biased fool. I guess I can't expect real smarts from you. This guy is a piece of work. His arrogance is really intolerable. So what should I do now? Press harder. Leave me. Let's press harder. Answer the question. How did you know what time it was? I can't believe I have to deal with a worm like you. You're just a shallow man who can only slam on desks and point at people for fun. I mean... I guess I don't have a choice. I'll try to explain it so that even a third-rate simpleton like you can understand. There was this little thing they call a clock at the park. Did you get that? Do you know what a clock is? It's a thing that tells you the time. As you can see, Mr. Wright, it's even in this picture of the crime scene. Okay, fine. Oh, so it is. I looked at that clock and that's how I knew the time. But if you ask me, this whole concept of breaking time implies so nonsense. A real first-class person doesn't live by and to wear a watch, what a ridiculous notion. People should live freely without constraints. And yet again, another flood of meaningless words. Talk about a first-class waste of time. In any case, all of a sudden a police officer falls from above right in front of my eyes. And how did you know he was a police officer? You obviously have no idea how powerful my deductive reasoning skills are. With one glance I could tell just what kind of occupation he held. That shoddy do-it-yourself hairstyle practically screamed police officer and cheap something. Oh, and I suppose it was also because he was wearing an officer's uniform. Shouldn't that statement have come first? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Hey Nick, do you think he's figured out what I do? Even if I haven't figured that out yet. Without a thought, I looked up and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Are you sure you got a good look at her face? Animals have this thing called an eye, Mr. Wright. They use this eye to see things. In the case of humans, we have two of them. Yes, even you. Well, thank you for that. I don't care if I have them or not. Did you get a clear look at her face? That's what the witness was just about to get to. I would like to request that Mr. Wright not use such a loud voice during questioning.
Sustained. Mr. Wright, please refrain from raising your voice in this court.
Then please don't make me have to raise my voice.
Are you finished? I'd like to continue if that's alright with you.
Fine, continue. Of course I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. So you're sure you're not mistaken?
Please don't confuse your pitiful train wreck of a life with mine. I am what you call a famous brand name product, while you are only a cheap imitation. There is no way someone as magnificent as myself could have made a mistake.
Of course, of course. Oh, ho, 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 of course.
Did you notice anything else of interest, witness?
The only other thing I saw was that banana that fell with the police officer. I want to know more about this. The banana?
Well, it was actually more than just one, more like a bunch of bananas.
Okay, that's probably the glove, right, because it's yellow. Now, what would a bunch of bananas be doing there? Does he not know?
And why would I know such a thing? I am only telling you what I saw.
That's really strange. Maggie never mentioned anything about a bunch of bananas. Yeah, because that's going to be... That's it, Nick! He's got to be lying about the bananas! He could be, but... There's no reason for him to lie about there being bananas at the crime scene. No, there isn't, but the thing is... if he has... And what if it's not a lie? Well, maybe he thought he was seeing one thing and it was something else? If he mistook something else for a bunch of bananas, then that would be an inaccuracy. Think, Phoenix, think. Okay, so we know what we're doing here. If my client is innocent, there's no way he could have seen what he says he did. Which means if we can somehow show he's lying... Yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. She's right. She's got a sharp mind, but I just wish I could remember who she is. Is everything okay, Nick? Right, so... We'll go back to the, statement about the bananas. There. And then we will present the glove. Also, you guys were explaining the glove situation to me in the comments, and the reason I was thinking this was like weird is that it's a glove to go on your right hand, but apparently the thing with baseball is you catch with your non-dominant hand. So if you were left-handed, you'd wear a glove on your right hand so you could throw left-handed and catch right-handed. So that was what's throwing me off. Like I said, I don't know anything about baseball, so I just figured, you know, that's a right-handed thing, but it's actually a left-handed person who would wear a glove on the right hand, so that's where the thing is. Anyway, let's present this, I think, because this is what he would obviously have mistaken for bananas. And I suppose it just calls his whole thing into question if he gets that wrong. Mr. Wellington, I believe I have the bananas you saw right here.
Ah, so you knew about the bananas too. Why didn't you say so earlier? But don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me.
And that's where you'd be wrong.
Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
Isn't that the baseball glove?
Huh? What? A baseball glove?
Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite?
That's not... It's a no!
Your Honour, I think this proves one very important fact. This witness loves bananas! Yeah, that's definitely the answer. The witness loves bananas, has bad eyesight, knows nothing about baseball. I mean... We can say that his eyesight is bad and try and sort of undermine his whole credibility. By the way, just how bad are your eyes?
Huh? What? How? What? You? Why are you asking me about this all of a sudden?
Your Honour, it is very simple to mistake a glove for a bunch of bananas.
No, I don't think so. Objection overruled. You're one of those people. Yes, you know what I mean. You're like those people who refuse to accept Galileo. It's a possibility. Sure, in the end, we find out there's a fact in glove. We're viewed from afar. I do think there's room... I can't keep up. And that's why I asked you how bad your eyesight is. They're both 2200. I suppose you're going to tell me that's terrible, right? Why are you not wearing your glasses today, then? That's because I lost them recently, you see. Of course, I was planning on getting a new pair made right away. But, you know, my glasses are no ordinary glasses, so
To replace them, are these his glasses? We'll find out. How about when you witnessed the crime? Were you wearing your glasses then? How about it, witness?
You are an unrelenting evil man. You're like those people who rejected Joan of Arc. She was brave and courageous, ought to be caught by her refusal, and while she didn't do anything wrong, she was...
Which boils down to you were not wearing your glasses at that time. Therefore, the identity of the woman at the scene of the crime and that of the defendant cannot be proven to be the same by this witness.
But the height difference was only 9 feet. It was very possible for him to see the face of the culprit standing on the upper path.
Witness, please be more accurate in your testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake. Okay, well, we've sort of undermined him to some extent.
Yes, Your Honour.
Now then, please continue with your testimony.
Please tell the court what happened next in the moments after you witnessed the crime.
Alright, well, we're getting somewhere. What happened next?
The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realised I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been 6:45 PM when I made the call.
Okay, so I'm seeing something already.
They must have seen a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes.
Not according to that photo that he showed a minute ago.
So the person who was on the upper path saw you and then ran away? Yes, that is correct. Which is why even someone without a superior brain like mine can understand that that girl is the murderer.
Well, we'll see about that, won't we, buddy?
You may question the witness now, Mr. Wright.
Oh, we will. Don't you worry, Judge. We will. What happened next? Okay. So, the girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realised I was there. So, we're going to have a look at these photos again, because these are going to be important. Number one, here. So, the time on there is 7 o'clock. So that's when this photo was taken. So he's saying that he called it in at 6:45 and then they arrived within 10 minutes. So that would have all been before 7, right? So there could be a contradiction there. And then there's this misspelled Maggie thing. So our business card. List of con artists. Can we have a look at this? No. Okay. Time of death was at 6:28. So that could be important. The phone could also be important. These could be his glasses. That could be a thing as well. Let's have a look at our profiles. So we've got this guy's profile now. Still looking for the right college. Alright, fine. The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as I realised she realised I was there. She ran away just like that?
Yes, she did. She saw me and flew the nest like the guilty bird she is. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that pun too hard for someone who only got a third-rate education?
Actually, that did take me a few seconds to get. Anyway, if she ran away the instant she saw you, how could you tell it was my client?
The witness has already answered that question. He has stated that the defendant is the culprit.
This is true, Mr. Wright. I'm striking your question from the record. How can I get more information out of him? After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. Immediately? As in
immediately. I mean, sure, a minute might have elapsed before I did, but that's the duty of every good citizen, or did they not teach that at your pitiful school?
You think people learn about how to call the police in college? Hey Nick, I think you should take a look at the court record for a sec. Okay. It must have been 6:45 PM when I made the call. How do you know what time it was? Just gonna say the clock again.
That detective told me. You know which one I mean. The one with the jacket that makes him look like a dropout from a no-name high school.
Hey pal, I graduated from a top-ranked college. I don't believe this.
It doesn't matter. I don't believe I was mistaken on what time I called. And if I'm wrong, then that detective obviously doesn't know how to tell time.
What? Why? You're just some lousy kid who...
I think the court can see your point. Anyway, how did the police respond?
They must have a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. So you're saying that there were police on the scene by 7?
They got there before that, I think. There usually aren't many people in that area at that time of day. But suddenly, before I knew it, there were people crawling all over, gawking. It certainly says something about the morals of the people in this country.
Can't find anything out of the ordinary in his testimony. Why don't you take one more look at the court record? Yeah, I guess I should. So I'm thinking here, he's saying he called it in straight away, right? But the autopsy report said it happened at 6:28, and he's saying he called it in at 6:45. So that would be over 15 minutes after the thing. So I'm guessing that's probably the contradiction. But we are out of time for this episode, so we'll have a look at that in the next one. So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons: Arcades Games, Wayne, Nate, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Hobo, Numinous, Kumadim, Paulione, Flossie the Sheep, JohnCom555, Chrissy, Paul James, Zolties, Adventure Game Geek, and Megan. And I'll see you next time.